What's up, everyone? This is going to be a psychology lesson that I'm confident could help many of you out. Be sure to listen to the advice and the examples I give in this video closely, as I really feel this could create a lot of change for the better in everyone's trading. I will note this is a re-upload from a video I made last year. However, I feel like many of you haven't seen this because people brush these types of lessons off. A lot of you just want to know when to buy or sell and they want to see profits versus knowing the subconscious psychological effects that trading has. So all I ask is to share this video with others in the community you want to help. Drop a like on it for me, I'd appreciate it. And if you want a very good trading resource, I'm going to link my Instagram in the description below. I post daily trading recaps on here, along with very good trading tips and tricks. Like I said, the link to this will be in the description below. You're definitely missing out if you aren't following it. And now let's get right into the video. So this lesson is going to be on making friends with your weaknesses, and this is a very important concept. You have to be able to identify what your weaknesses are. You have to be comfortable with them. You have to accept that you do have weaknesses and you do have flaws. You have to make friends with them, and you have to learn from each and every one of your weaknesses. And to become a better trader, you must be susceptible to change. Now, what's cool about trading psychology is it's very relatable and it's very similar to, psychology with anything else in life. And for you to be susceptible to change, you have to be aware of it. And when we want change, we think about it like this. We divide our qualities into what we like and what we don't like. Because we want to change and because we're willing to change, we obviously have qualities that we are acceptable with, and we obviously have qualities that we don't like, because if we don't have any qualities that we don't like, we basically aren't going to want to change. We're going to be very stagnant. We're going to be comfortable where we're at. Now, the biggest growth is going to occur where we change the most. When we aren't comfortable doing something, when we feel weak, when we feel like there's something wrong, something we don't like, and we are the ones that push ourselves forward to change that, that's when the biggest room of growth is going to happen, and that's when you're going to change the most, and you're going to see your trading do a complete 360. Now, it's very normal. Psychology is very normal for humans, and it's very natural for us to embrace the good qualities and for us to avoid the bad ones. Obviously, we have bad qualities, and we consider them bad, and it's obvious that we don't care about them. We don't want to, have those qualities, and that is why we want to change. And then we also look at our good qualities, which is not a bad thing, and we basically, praise our good qualities. We like them a lot, and because of that, we try to just forget about and avoid our bad ones. And with trading, this is the wrong thing to do. You have to look at your bad qualities and take them, with a grain of salt. You have to learn from them. You can't take your losses, your bad qualities, why am I struggling as a trader? Why am I losing every trade? You can't look at it as something that you did or something that you did wrong. It's a mistake on your end. I have bad luck. I'm a bad trader. You can't look at it that way. The market is very complex, and there's some things that you cannot control with the market and the outcomes that the market does present. But the only thing you can control in trading is yourself and what's going on in your head. So don't look at bad qualities and losses as a bad thing. Look at them as a good thing. Look at them as a good quality, and don't try to avoid every single one of your weaknesses. When you do this, and I've seen plenty of traders do this. I've seen so many traders do this, where they take losing trades, they're not consistent after a week, 2 weeks, whether they quit or whether they plant an image in their head saying, oh, I'm such a terrible trader. I should just give my money away. I should just burn it. Why am I doing this? I suck at trading. As soon as you plant that image in your head, you're basically setting yourself, 10 feet back, and you're not propelling yourself forward to become a better trader. It's all about the experiences you have in your head, and it's all about the good qualities and the good thoughts. As soon as you plant a bad seed in your head, you're setting yourself up for failure, because subconsciously you're going to always be aware of these qualities, and every time you look to put a trade on, subconsciously in your head you're going to be like, oh, I did this last week, this didn't work last week, this didn't work the week before, I'm going to lose on this trade. And as soon as you have that thought in your head, you are already lost. There's no way of going back. And the key with this slide is that you are never going to grow if you do not learn from your weaknesses. It's important for you to identify those weaknesses and learn from them in order for you to grow. Think about this analogy. So think about traders like messy rooms, a messy bedroom, messy basement, whatever you want to consider it. Think about the garbage in the clutter in a messy room as the negative thoughts and weaknesses that every trader experiences. You have a losing trade today, you have a losing trade yesterday. Think about the mess that's going on in their head. Oh, I suck as a trader. That's basically like the garbage and the clutter in a messy room. Soon as the room becomes too cluttered, it becomes impossible to live in. As soon as you flood your head with these negative thoughts, your weaknesses being attached to like a part of you, that's going to become very hard for you to snap out of it. And it's going to cause the room to become too cluttered, and it's impossible to live in, and it's impossible to trade with that type of mindset. You have to look at your weaknesses as a part of you and losses as a part of trading. They have to be your friends. You have to look at losses as your friends as long as you are growing from them. And I like this quote down here, which is success is all about finding opportunity in adversity. And then the next point is your losing trade is never a total loss if you learn from it. Yes, you might lose money on the trade, but you cannot look at losing trades as a total loss if you learn something from it. It might be a money loss, but it's not a total loss in your trading journey if you can take something out of it and prevent you from doing something in the future and help you out on your next trade. And next, I'm going to show you a practice that you could use to really journal your trades and for you to identify your flaws, identify your weaknesses, and basically learn from every losing trade that you do take. So this is going to be a quick little practice. Let's hop into the Microsoft example. So here's Microsoft. We have a 30-minute demand zone at the 202.73 mark. And obviously demand is a buy order imbalance. You want to take it long at demand. So let's say we take this long, we have a sick entry. Our entry is pretty much at low a day. We take it long down here and our risk is very tight. Our reward is the 205 area. Let's just call it, a supply zone at the 205, just a hypothetical take profit area. We get long down here. Our stop is at low a day, very tight risk. We take it long. We're in 10 contracts. Let's just say we're in the 205 strike calls. And the next 5-10 minutes, the stock rallies about $1.50. And at this point right here where I just marked, we're up about 80 cents on the premiums. We're up $800. We just look at our profit and loss, and then the next 5-10 minutes, look what happens. The stock dumps. If we stuck to our plan, we still would have been in the trade, but because we were fearful of losing more money, we stop out of the trade once we come down, and we actually stop out pretty much at the low. Now we lost, $100 on this trade, $50 on this trade, which was at one point a $800 winner. And then the next 10-15 minutes, the stock starts reversing to the upside. And now with major regret, we're like, oh, I wish we were still in this trade. I would have been up 2-3 grand. So this is a mistake. You didn't follow the plan accordingly. You got fearful. You stopped out. You got too greedy. You didn't take profits up here. So there's a bunch of little things that you could use as a mistake for you to recognize, for you to identify, and for you to learn from in the future. And this is going to tie into this practice that I'm going to show you guys. Now, what I want all you to do is you could include this in your trading journal. You could write it down in a notebook. You need to make 3 columns. The first column is the description of the losing trade. Write down what happened in the trade, why you took it, and basically what you did wrong. So in this case, we formed new demand inside demand. I got shaken out of the trade. I had 0 reason to get stopped out. That was my description of the losing trade. And in fact, you could even post a chart of the trade in a different column if you really would like, so you could visually see the chart every time you go back and review from this. The second column is what you can learn from the trade. What I learned from this is I have to stick to the plan. It actually double bottomed in demand. It gave me extra confirmation that the trade was going to work out, and it bounced. I mismanaged that trade. So going back to Microsoft, we formed new demand inside demand. We double bottomed. I had no reason to stop out of the trade if I did stick to the plan, and that's something I have to learn from. I have to learn to just stick to the plan. And then the last column I want you to write is how you are going to improve for the future, or how you're going to improve for tomorrow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop looking at my profit and loss and follow the actual plan. I saw what I was profiting. I saw at one point I was up $800. I saw when it was moving in my favor. And then as price was coming down, I got fearful and I wanted to sell before it was a much bigger loss.
So there's when the greed and there's when fear comes into the market. And then obviously the next couple minutes I was in, with major regret that I wasn't still in the trade. So when you create like a diary like this, a journal, you really bring yourself face to face with your really worst trading mistakes, and then you turn it into opportunity. You have to consider embracing every one of your trading flaws. Every single losing trade you take, there's going to be something there to teach you something. It doesn't matter if you have a bunch of red, marks on your account statement. You're taking loss after a loss. All it is your account, and it's a learning process. You're going to make yourself stronger when you reach out to your flaws and you learn from them. Embrace who you are as a trader, and you have to take the first step. And in my opinion, this is going to help you take that first step in becoming the better trader that you're capable of definitely being and reaching. So hope you all learned something from this video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram. I appreciate it.